Welcome back to Pimperville 2 Gaming. Today we're going to play Lies of P, which is the Dark Souls-like Pinocchio game.
I'll use my power to help you.
Sophia here. I actually just got done beating the very first boss, and after you beat the very first boss, you will actually go into the hotel and be able to talk to Sophia to further the quest. And you can also level up here, which I did not realize during the demo. They did make a patch to make that a little more obvious. I was like, is the level cap 20? And they do have level caps per area so that you don't get over leveled, but once you get to that spot, you can begin to level up again. So I do have the required ergo. If you're from Dark Souls, this is the same as the souls in that game. And vitality is going to do my health. That's actually going to increase that. As you can actually see, the area is getting highlighted as I move down, which I thought was kind of cool. I do have, I think I want to do some stamina, but I also would like to increase my attack. So I'm going to do... I think I'm going to do my health. And it looks like every area, like I said, actually has like a level cap, so you don't get over leveled by the time you get to the boss, because, you know, that would make it too much, make it too easy. So yeah, we just got done beating the first boss. Like I said, there's a few people you can talk to in here. There's this lady in the wheelchair. There's the front desk guy. We're going to go ahead and use the Stargazer and go to the Elysium Boulevard. So go ahead and go there. Our current mission, quest, if you will, is actually to find Geppetto. He's actually our creator. He's the one from actually the Pinocchio story that actually made Pinocchio himself. So he's a very, very talented puppet creator, and we're looking for him. He actually made us. And the thing is there's kind of like, if you're familiar with the 3 laws of robotics, it sounds like the puppets actually have a very similar set of rules, and Geppetto actually somehow made it to where we are actually able to lie, because that is actually one of the rules, is that puppets are not allowed to lie. So that's how we got into Hotel Krat in the first place. There's actually kind of a war going on right now, is what it seems like. It seems like there's a very big hatred of puppets, and so everybody's kind of on edge right now. So like I said, very, very similar. I think it's a very, very similar. I think the developer, I don't want to say steal, because I feel like they got a lot of inspiration from Bloodborne. If you've ever played Bloodborne, definitely a lot of inspiration and definitely a lot of similarities. So the Stargazers, very, very similar to the Lanterns, the way you level up. Even the people that you talk to in Bloodborne, there's actually a doll that you'll go to level up. So just kind of a lot of interesting things. I can tell that they got a lot of inspiration, I'll say. Definitely a tough game for those going into this. This is not an easy game. This is single player only, unfortunately. You can actually summon what is called a phantom, and it can kind of like, it's basically a damage shield when you go into fight a boss. They don't last a long time, but it is something to help with some of the boss fights. I can see a lot of people, if you're not forewarned that this is a Dark Souls game, very, very difficult, like I said, very, very interesting. But the cool thing is there was actually a guy, it's a white puppet, and I've noticed, even when I played the demo, the white puppets actually do not respawn. They're the only ones kind of, I hate to say mini-boss, because they're really not in that category, but they're definitely tougher enemies. Very, very good graphics. I'm kind of looking around the city right now, just kind of that dark kind of theme that is in every Dark Souls game. And it's kind of funny, the creator of Dark Souls actually said that he didn't do that because he was actually going for a dark game. He actually just didn't know how to do, he didn't know how to make like a game in kind of a lighter tone. It was kind of funny to do that. So as we climb up here, there are some items. These are enemies will sometimes drop these, but this is actually, what is that? Attribute resistance. You'll actually find things throughout the area that'll kind of help you along your way. See, nope, that's not anything. One thing I do have kind of a complaint about is that your weapon durability, even if you're only, oh man, even if you're only like on a boss, and you got right to that boss, it's kind of crazy. Like the weapon durability is definitely not very good. So we're gonna go ahead and heal. These guys have just ridiculous reach, and if you mess up your timing like I just did, I mean it's, oh shoot. I keep hitting the. Okay, you can't go through the wall. Kind of glitched through the wall right there. Yeah, you got to be quick with those guys. With the rake, they have a ridiculously long reach, and they can do like successive attacks like right in a row. So I've been doing kind of a route to level up. Right now, I haven't gone really too far. I hate these guys that can shoot. I always do an extra because you never know if a guy. I've gotten caught before where a guy has like a sliver of health. Oh wow! Oh, okay, wow. He jumped out of nowhere. A lot of, I wouldn't go as far as to say jump scares, but yeah, just a lot of things. If you're not like there, for example, me to get this item would have to go over there and thinking, ooh, like shiny thing, and then of course a guy pops out. So these can be very difficult to get. I actually didn't notice it when I first got out here, but if you look back up on it, you'll be like, oh, okay, there was an item there. I don't think there was anything over that way. You can fall and die in this game. So this leads down to the way we actually already went pretty much in this area. I have unlocked, I hate to say it, a shortcut because it's really just into the first area. Go ahead and heal. Our next area is actually to go up. So another question a lot of people have kind of had in regards to this game is, another item over here, is it basically ridiculously hard to navigate? Playing the Dark Souls series, I would 100% agree that the game doesn't really give you a lot of direction at certain points, and it's like there are multiple ways to go. It's kind of a little bit of an open world aspect in that area, but it is very confusing. They don't exactly tell you where to go. Liza P is a lot more straightforward. At least from my perspective, I think it's a lot easier. So there's actually a guy, if you can kind of see right above this bush right here, right where my crosshair is kind of ended up at. So he is going to shoot. The only way to get, you have to kind of go all the way around. I remember playing this in the demo. I think I was able to run up on him pretty quickly. So these ergo fragments actually will give you some the equivalent of souls. So the ergo, so sometimes they'll have like 100, sometimes they'll have 200. Oh, shoot. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and run back. So if you go to the teleporter and you rest at that, it will actually reset the entire world. So all these enemies will return. However, we do get our 3 health vials back. My health will be restored. Your weapon durability will be restored and things like that. So it kind of helps. I'm just, like I said, I'm kind of doing a farming route, so to speak. So I'm getting as far as I can. Kind of learning it too again because I played the demo and then I kind of haven't played it. I'm trying to remember when I played the demo. I think it was back in like July or something like that. So it's been a little while. I did kind of forget some of the things, but the second boss is actually not too terribly far back in the other direction. So we're going to go through here. This is the ladder. Once you get to this area, this is a ladder that you can actually kick down. It will allow you to easily access this area without having to kind of go around. So we've already cleared this area, so it's pretty easy to do. I don't think I've got enough, but I'll go ahead and show you. In the menu here, we do have some items. This is actually a item that will actually repair your weapon durability. This is actually a lantern, very similar to Bloodborne again, with the ability to have that light on you. So the ergo, now the rare ergos, I want to say, this is the parade leader that I was talking about earlier that that was actually the first boss. You can, if you want, use this and you'll actually get 5,000 ergo or souls. The problem is, just like in the Dark Souls series, you actually need these for more powerful weapons. So if you use this, you have to go and play the game again in New Game Plus in order to get that. So I always recommend just keeping these. And then, of course, here's the ones that I was talking about. So I have 2 of the 100s and 1 of the 300s. That will give me an extra 500. I'm going to go ahead and use these. I think I'll be able to... you know what? I don't think I will. I don't think I have enough ergo right. I think I need like 1650. So just resting there, like I said, got all of my health back. Enemies did respawn, which is good because every time we kill them, we get... let me see how many we get. So I got 50 just for killing that one guy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get these couple of guys right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and back and level up. And last time we did health, I don't know. I keep going back because I'm kind of going back and forth because I actually really do need... this guy's pretty easy to kill. Probably could have got a backstab, but I'm not worried about it. Whoa. I keep saying he jumps out of the shadows at you. And just like that, we have another couple hundred. So when we go to level up... see, I keep going... I try to have a lot of health. It really obviously helps. Go to Hotel Krat. But the more damage that I can do, I won't have to hit the enemies 3 times. But the problem is that when I level up, the strength isn't enough usually to really make a huge difference. I still have to hit them, 3 times. So it'll probably take me about 5 or 6 levels to really get to that point. Gosh, you can see the reflections really well on that tile floor. It did a really, really good job on graphics.
I'll use my power to help you.
Well, thank you, Sophia. I will take your power. So, vitality, again, if we did that, it's going to give me another almost 20 HP. Stamina is very useful. It allows me to roll or get another attack in. As soon as you drain that, it can be very, very devastating. Technique. Is more of your Legion arm, as you can see there, and then advance is kind of your damage reduction and your resistance. Which I'm sure can be helpful. I'm just really not going that right now. I kind of want to be more, if there really was a tank, I usually try and go that route. I'm going to go ahead and do... let's go ahead and do our strength. I feel like that's going to be the use of our time. So back to Elysian Boulevard. So it's kind of interesting, this loading screen, they talk about the puppet frenzy. That's kind of where there's a lot of distrust for puppets. There's a lot of areas on lockdown, a lot of enhanced security right now, and there are people living and kind of just hiding behind their windows and doors. So eventually, whenever we get to that area, we'll actually meet a lady that we can kind of do a little side quest on. And very, very true to the Dark Souls series. There are actually kind of little areas. I don't know why. That was really, really bad on my part. But the Dark Souls series, you can actually go. There's certain people that, unless you kind of knew they were there or kind of knew where to look, there's certain kind of quests. And quest line, for that matter, that you can activate there. So let's go ahead and go up our ladder. I don't really know where I was trying to go. If you hold the, I'm on PlayStation, but if you hold the circle or the B button, you can actually run. It's not like Call of Duty where you hit the thumbstick, which is kind of what a lot of people are used to, but just kind of a little bit of a difference. control scheme there. I'm going to go ahead. I always forget about this guy. It's really easy. Once you see that icon flashing on their back, kind of like a scratch mark, it kind of looks like an orange, you can actually get a backstab, which actually is pretty much an instant kill, which is kind of nice. No additional ergo or anything, but hey. Anything to make the game slightly easier or in our favor, I will take. So you kind of have to walk a little bit slowly so you don't kind of alert them once you do that. And with the backstab, much easier in this game than they were. I feel like Bloodborne was pretty hard. Some of the Dark Souls series were kind of hard. See, there was one where you had a little bit of health. I almost, if I didn't tap it again just to be sure, he would have definitely took a swipe at me. So doing pretty well. I think what I'm going to do, see, what you can do is you can actually grab the aggro on this guy. Go ahead and kill him. Slow and steady usually is kind of a good approach here, and then the guy that's kind of over here shooting at us, usually if you just kind of run across here, you can kind of dodge his bullets. And we're leveling up. I'm wondering where that one guy, oh, he's like right there in the corner. Okay. Creepy dude. Creepy guy hanging out in the corner. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the backstab. That really what that is, but. And if you're kind of, like I said, you're kind of quick, I'm going to go ahead and you can't have a hard time rolling away from that if you get caught up in that. Just run at him. Really wanted to run at him for two reasons. One, I'm getting hit by a guy, and if you actually just drop down, you can actually kind of do the same thing with the attack there, where you actually can get sort of a he's doing the grenade. You can get a backstab. Oh, he did it to his own buddy. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know you could do that. So Legion magazine, so I do have the puppet string that's in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. If I hit L2, I can actually do, if you ever played Mortal Kombat, kind of like a scorpion move, where I can kind of like grab an enemy and have them come here. I know there's a guy in here, I just can't remember where, for a jump scare. I think there's a guy up in this ladder, but let's go ahead and go through just a minute. This is like very dimly lit. And there is actually a mini boss in there. And once we beat him, we are able to save, and then there's actually an NPC that we can begin doing some side quests for. Kind of remember that from the demo. So in the demo, you got all the way from that area, and then there's actually one final boss, which I actually did not end up beating. The second, I guess, boss area. We'll go ahead and try and get to that a little later if I can. This is where you would actually get these grenade people. Doesn't really do a whole lot of good at this point, to be honest with you, because once you reset the area, these guys respawn. But there is an item up here, so we'll go ahead and grab it. Oh, Oh, there's a guy down here. Oh, shoot, shoot, shoot. So I'm actually, I believe, on the other side. Oh, this is not where I wanted to be. I did not want to fight him, actually, to be honest with you. So this is the mini boss, basically right in here. Was not really looking forward to that. Let me see if I can go. Oh, okay, I can actually go around. I want to try and get that item really, really quick now that everybody's kind of gone. Once the enemies are gone, it's kind of nice to kind of explore the area uninterrupted. So before I go into this next boss fight, which I'm not super prepared for, I want to be able to grab this really quick. And this is actually a vivid ergo, which should give me quite a bit. I believe this is a minimum 3. Yeah, this is a good 300 right here. So we definitely have enough to level up. Fable Catalyst, which is interesting. These actually do, your health files, they will actually replenish when you get down to 0. If you're able to get enough hits on an enemy once you're down, you can actually replenish one every so often. So, and I imagine, I haven't played too in depth, but I imagine this is going to be a lot like the Dark Souls series, where you can actually upgrade probably one of two things. So in Dark Souls, you could actually increase the amount that you were healed every time you did a flask or a health file, and then you can actually increase the number, the actual number that you have as well. So that was kind of the 2.1 there. Let's go ahead and go. I feel like I should probably level up, and the reason why, so let's say, so I have 1700 ergo. You can see that in the top right corner of my screen right now. If I were to actually die right now, and then I went, you can actually try to get your souls back, or your ergo. I keep kind of going back to the Dark Souls lingo, but say I did that, and so let's say I died right now. So it will actually tell me, hey, you have 1700 ergo kind of chilling. If you go and back and you get those where you died, it'll actually, so let's say I died like right here in this area, my ergo is going to be flashing kind of blue, just like a regular item would be, and I can actually retrieve it, but it's going to be in the area where I was killed. So I don't want to have to go through all those enemies, and I do run the risk of losing all those souls. Now, it's not a tremendous, it's not a huge, ridiculous amount that I'm losing, but I could level up, and it just seems like I should probably go ahead and farm the area and do it. But I got my route. I pretty much got the area kind of down to where I'm, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and kill these last two guys as well. So he must be in the corner just like that other guy waiting for you. Alright, squeeze out 100 more ergo there, and then we're going to go back to Hotel Krat, go ahead and level up again. I'm thinking, since that's a mini boss, I'm actually kind of wondering if I should do my strength again, just to get more powerful hits. I don't know if that's going to be better in my health. So that's kind of interesting. There's actually, they talk about the puppets. I was actually, I believe I was kind of talking about that earlier. So in essence, there is basically the laws of robotics in this world where, if you've ever heard of that, it's basically a robot can do no harm to humans. You're not allowed to disobey your creator, yada, yada, yada. There's basically the general premise of that. You're not allowed to allow harm to come to any humans. Those are basically repackaged into this realm, and they kind of go into the land of puppets. And the fourth one that they add on top of that is actually that you cannot lie. So we are special in the fact that we can lie, and I have a very strong suspicion that's actually probably what the other puppets are kind of going through as well. So if I do that, it really doesn't do a whole lot, to be quite honest. Stamina would be nice, but I really feel like I'm going to need the health boost. So I'm going to go ahead and do my health. Level up. And let's go ahead and tackle the boss at this point, now that we are a tiny bit stronger and ready to, I don't know if we're ever fully ready, but ready to conquer the next challenge. Alright, I'll go ahead and run through this fairly quickly. I say the biggest part of this game that kind of cracks me up is I'm going to go ahead and take these guys out, because if you're ever low on health and you're kind of just ready to get away and just kind of level up kind of a thing, this would be the time that these guys would attack me as soon as I got down the ladder. So it's kind of better to be safe than sorry. I guess I feel like I'm going to get a question of whether this game is repetitive, because I'm kind of doing the same thing over and over and over again. It may seem like that. I kind of, it doesn't feel repetitive. I'm actually doing it because I want to level up. I want to be overpowered going into these fights. I'd rather be that guy. So to me, yeah, no, I don't feel like it is. I should try this Legion arm real quick. So, like, I'm going to go ahead and do it at the window here. It's like a grappling hook. Some of these windows, you might want to check if they're ever lit, especially like this one. Some of them you can actually talk to some people that are not enemies. However, off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. The one that I remember, I feel like you could see the shadow. It was very, very clear that basically somebody was in that shadow, so... or I should say behind the window, there was basically a shadow of a person. So I'm going to let him get a good look at me. Go ahead and come, try and have him come after me, and then, oh shoot. My timing was a little off, but hey. Hopefully I can get through this other part. I'm going to go ahead and use the health vial. If I can get through this other part without using any more of these, I should be in good shape for this mini-boss. He wasn't... I don't remember him being too terribly difficult, so... But the biggest problem, like I said, when I play these games is I'll either get frustrated or I'm like, I've already done this. I've done this 1,000 times, and you kind of... I don't know if cocky is the word or you're just kind of done. Shocked me. His friend got to do it. Oh, stop hitting me. Oh, thankfully his friend like absorbed the shock of that. Or I was already shocked and he couldn't do it again. So, haha, joke's on you. Either way. So don't need to go up there, I don't think. I'm going to go ahead and try and beat his attack there. Because if he can, like I said, if he rams into you, you don't have a whole lot of options. I think we're good. I don't think there's any more enemies. It's just this guy, so we got to be a little bit careful on this platform that we don't fall down. And I think, if I remember correctly, you can actually run to this other side and activate. I don't remember if the Stargate can. Oh, it cannot be used if there's an enemy nearby. So. I thought maybe you can kind of... Oh, yeah, so I can actually kind of spoof this. If you run away, you can actually get the Stargazer to be activated. And I can actually rest, fully repair, get new health files, and kind of cheese this boss fight, so to speak. Alright, now that I am full on health... So the block button is very, very crucial in this game. It's L1. It's better than rolling sometimes, where you can actually... you'll see my health kind of going down, but I can actually get it back once I do an attack after blocking. So it's kind of definitely worth this. The other thing is there's actually another attack. Oh, shoot. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, I just used my... There's an attack that once it kind of so up in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, there's the red bar, which is obviously my health. Then there is the green bar, which is my stamina. I just missed 3 times in a row trying to explain that. And then you have the blue bar, which is kind of like leads up to a special attack. So. I'm going to heal again because I am not taking a chance. And whenever I do that, you can see my hit triangle on his attack, and then basically you can do a very, very powerful attack with those once you kind of save them up. So I was able to get some new outfits, and then this is a chest in the game. You usually obtain some rare moonstone is actually used to upgrade your equipment. This was actually an amulet, which I believe can be equipped. Let me see. Equipment. So we just picked up the life amulet, which increases my max HP. Definitely going to need that. So I was at a max. I think I was at 443. So we're going to take a look. And then costumes and accessories. Don't have anything here. The white shirt, and I also have the someone's memory shirt, which is actually I kind of like that a little better. Alright, and then if you ever want, you can actually go into your character info and it'll tell you kind of where your HP is at. So we were at, I believe it was like 434, so that actually jumped me up almost 50 HP by having that life amulet, so that really, really helps. There's actually a guy chilling down here, so I am going to go in here really, really quickly. Should be a really easy... I don't know, maybe... Oh, he actually gives 75 souls, or ergo. I need to get my lingo correct. And then down here, if I remember correctly, there was actually a way to... Yeah, this is... Be very careful. I'm very guilty of this myself, but I always attack... Like, there's so many, basically, bad people in this game that you're like... It's kind of weird to run into somebody friendly. This is actually a good guy, so you don't want to attack him.
Hello. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a burglar. Don't worry. I won't cause any trouble. We survivors need to look out for your information.
And you can purchase items from him. There is these items right here you can actually apply to your weapon. Again, very much like Dark Souls, where you can actually imbue your weapon with different things. Different bosses are weak to certain things. This could be somebody that is weak to electrical. You'll want to go ahead and imbue your weapon with that. This is kind of nice that it'll actually protect your ergo. You can actually basically keep it upon death. This is definitely a lot easier than Dark Souls in that way. They didn't really have too many. I think they had like a ring that basically once you died it broke, but there were only a few of them, and they were definitely not that cheap. So you can sell different items. So the sawtooth wheel, I usually kind of sell a few of these. They're not worth a whole heck of a lot, but people do drop them quite often. So I'm going to go ahead and sell those. And let's go ahead. I think that should be it. This is actually able to be repaired. But we have to go down and around to be able to do so, and then we'll actually have another shortcut here in just a second. So this here is actually the other side of what we just came out of our mini boss fight. Really, really quickly before... Oh, wow. I didn't realize I could hide down there. I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple more ergo if I can do this really, really quickly, so I don't have... I don't have any more health vial flasks, but as you can see, that purple bar filling up where my health was actually does help. We have to be very, very careful because I think there's a guy that will run after you if you try to get that item over there. I always see shiny things, I want to run right after him. But let's go ahead and grab... Yeah, because he'll try and attack you if you try to get it right away. So star fragment there. I believe that is another... What the You can knock these guys off of the building, and they will die if he was not already dead before I knocked him down. Let's go ahead and go down
Wait.
here.
I can sense something strange. Jeepers. Is that a butterfly? Why is the ergo reacting like that? If you want to check it out, I can take point.
That is Jiminy, our very trusty cricket, who is also in the show, in the movies, or I don't know if there was a show, but from the Pinocchio series, I should say. So we went ahead and we got, there's a butterfly over here. I don't remember what this does, to be quite honest. Oh, Hidden Moonstone, okay. So Hidden Moonstone, like I said, is actually used to upgrade your weapon once you have enough of it. And I believe I actually needed 2 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Stargazer here in just a second. So Petrification Disease. Eventually, when we go down here, actually this would be a great point I want to actually put in the video. Over here, and I'm not even going to go down all the way because I don't want to. There's a huge, nasty watchman down there. They're very, very difficult to hear. You can see the silhouette of this lady in the window. You can very clearly see that that is someone that you can possibly talk to. These other windows, while they are lit, they don't have anybody in them. So when I go here,
She answer me. My baby. This must be from 9-1. My family took my baby from me and sent me here. They said a baby must be.
so I can either find her or refuse it. I'm going to go ahead and accept it. You could refuse it if you wanted to, but I am going to go ahead and try to find her baby.
Thank you so much. Please hurry. Hard before I lose my sight.
She said the baby was at City Hall. Should we check it out? I hope everybody's safe.
Jiminy Cricket has weighed in on this as well.
Hoping is.
So finding baby at City Hall is basically our side objective. Now, true to the Dark Souls series and Bloodborne as well, you want to exhaust everyone's dialogue.
Wait a minute. Hoping.
And her dialogue is now repeating. This game seems to be a little bit more friendlier in terms of letting you know that the dialogue is done. Dark Souls, you didn't really know. If nobody had told you, hey, you got to exhaust, or talk to them and talk to these NPCs until their dialogue repeats. I've actually missed quest lines. I've actually didn't realize where I was supposed to go. There's a lot going on. And that's a watchman down there that's kind of doing that. Very, very tough enemy. I do have an extra health flask, but I don't think that's going to be enough. So I'm going to go ahead and not chance it and go ahead and go back. And then there is a shortcut down here. I just can't remember off the top of my head. There will be another area for us to go. There's going to be a shortcut over there with the gate that we can open as well. Couple of areas that we can go. There's actually 2 different ladders, 2 different sides that we can go down over here as well. But definitely a lot to explore, but I'm definitely going to do that next time. For now, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Stargazer and level up. And I doubt I have enough. I don't think I picked up enough to be able to level up twice. Let me see what kind of... So again, we have the rare ergo, then we have the 100 and the 300. I don't think that's going to be enough, so I'm not even going to try to waste those. I usually try not to waste them until I know I'm going to have enough to actually level up. So that way I don't waste. That way if I die twice, I don't end up losing them. So there on the loading screen, it actually tells you that Alidoro can actually exchange those very rare boss souls for special equipment. And I'm going to show you something else in here. This is actually the lady.
I know my way around a weapon.
That will actually upgrade your weapon as well. So I have the Great Sword of Fate. I kind of went a strength build on this playthrough. And I do, let me see if I have enough. I do have 2 moonstones, and it's going to cost me 230 ergo to do so. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that, and it will actually, I believe it does increase your weapon durability. It's not a whole lot, but it does upgrade it. But really the main benefit of this is that the attack is increased. So instead of using points towards strength, you can actually
I'll use my power.
level up your weapon as well. That's kind of another way to kind of level that up. So still only 3 points. I think I'm going to go ahead, if I do this, I'm going to go ahead and get my health up just a little bit more. And then the next time, the required ergo to level up next time is going to be 1616. So it's really not that hard. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more routes and things like that, but we were able to kind of defeat a mini boss and get some things going with that. But hopefully I kind of showed you a little bit about the game, and we'll definitely do some more episodes coming up. But appreciate you for watching, and see you next time.